are the APS class of 2022 valedictorians, salutatorians, and STAR students.
It's a tremendous honor. I can't deny it. It's been a goal of mine for the past 4 years. Being valedictorian gives me a sense of validation for the hard work I've put in throughout my entire life in terms of my academics.
I want to say I was expecting it, especially because my brother got it last year, but it still kind of hit me. Like, I was still a little surprised when I got it. I was obviously real honored, but I was excited. So yeah, probably just a feeling of excitement. That's probably the best way I could describe it.
I am the valedictorian of Maynard Jackson. I feel extremely honored to receive this award. I have really bright and intelligent peers who have pushed me academically, and I feel honored to represent them. The pandemic taught me how to be self-motivated and push myself. It also allowed me to learn to be grateful for the experiences I have with my peers and just kind of like the incidental silliness and goofiness that you just experience at school.
My parents are probably my biggest supporters. They raised me loving to read, so it's like they taught me how to love to learn. I've always grown up surrounded by books. My house is packed with books, almost too many, but because of that, I really think that shaped who I am academically. And they've always just been really supportive of whatever I want to pursue. I've had like 30 different career goals just since freshman year, but each one they're like, okay, that sounds really cool. Let's see what we can do with that.
A little surprising, honestly. I didn't really expect it. I was convinced that someone else like in my school had a 1600. Make sure you study way before. Don't start studying a week before the test. That's what I did. Don't do that. Start studying like months before. Preparation is absolutely everything. Test-taking skills are really important, so don't just study content. Make sure you do practice tests so that you know how you do under pressure.
I feel like I've worked really hard and took the extra steps, so it's nice to have been recognized for that. So I'm going to Georgia Tech to study biomedical engineering, and I want to focus on cell regeneration and neurodegenerative diseases. And I did a program with the Biogen Community Lab last fall, and so I want to try and be a biomaterials developer for the Biogen Community Lab. It feels pretty good. My goal was valedictorian, but I'm glad Maya got it. She really deserved it.
I'm valedictorian of Charles Ledger Charter School Senior Academy. It feels great to see all those years of hard work honestly just pay off, and it's really nice to actually see the look on my parents' faces when I told them. From an early age, they were always very focused on just the value of getting an education and putting your best foot forward. And even if something was super hard for you to do, just to give it your all.
I'm incredibly honored to be the STAR student, and I'm also super thankful for all the people who supported me along the way, including all of my mentors and fellow students. I feel like I definitely kept myself to a schedule when I decided that I wanted to be the STAR student. Therefore, I committed hours every week to study.
I plan on going to Emory University, majoring in computer science so that I can follow the data science route to become a data analyst, but I know that might change because I'm also interested in programming, but computer science is the path that I want to go into right now. I'd like to say not to strive for just the title because then it becomes void, but to strive to be successful in anything that you do. If you want to be your best in a certain class, you should strive for that and not think about, oh, I'm doing this because of valedictorian, or I'm doing this because of STAR student, but you're doing this because you want to get to somewhere.
I'm extremely proud. I knew since 10th grade that this was going to be a long-term goal for me, and to be able to achieve this goal throughout all of my obstacles that I had to endure throughout my high school career is honestly just a sigh of relief for me. And I'm glad that I'm able to make my family proud and my peers proud and prove a lot of people wrong. And I'm just really excited to where this honor can take me. My biggest supporters will honestly be my mom and my grandmother, who sadly passed away, as well as my family and my peers. Honestly, if it wasn't for them and the commitment that they had for me as far as supporting me with my dreams and my just ambitions, I wouldn't have been able to be in the position that I am in now. And I also want to thank my mentor as well, Ms. Knight. She just came this school year, but she honestly, without her and her being my backbone, I really feel as though she gave me more of a push that I really didn't have prior. So,
what drives me is my family and my community. My family impacts a lot in my life because they help me be more active. Like they made me be like a cheerleader, softball, tennis, and they would never let me sit in the house. I always had to be on my toes and do something. In my community, I respect my community because we bring a lot to the everyday life of anybody because we just pop it, if anything. So I respect our culture, and I just want to provide that back by doing something good for my community. I would always say be your own person. Never change on yourself, because if you do, you're not going to know your original self. And you'll be in another image. So you always have to stay in your image to know how you can better yourself than other people.
I'm honored to represent my school, my community, but most importantly, my parents. I would say, honestly, start off best your 9th grade year. Try to do your best your 9th grade year, because it's honestly the most important year, and finish off strong your senior year.
Yeah, it's an amazing honor. I'd say the dominant emotions are pride and gratefulness. There have been so many people who have helped me along the way, and without them, it wouldn't be possible. So I'm glad to be able to represent them, my family, my school, everybody. So I plan to start college in the fall. I'm still waiting to hear back from where specifically. But after that, I hope to go to graduate school, eventually get a doctoral degree, and I hope to become a professor. I'd say the most important things along my journey have been just being willing to try, never feeling that it was embarrassing or not necessary to do the best you can all the time, and just turn work in on time. Practice time management, practice prioritizing deadlines, and finding a balance between extracurriculars, social life, and school life, just to always do the best that you can.
I'm very honored. It's a goal I've been working on for all of high school. And I'm really grateful for all my teachers, my family, and everyone who's helped me along the way. I never assumed that I would be salutatorian when I first came into high school. I didn't really think that was ever an option for me. So two of my teachers, Miss Brookins and Miss Hunter, my freshman year really motivated me and gave me the idea that I could actually become top of my class.
Well, I've always tried to maintain like the best grades I possibly could, and so yeah, that's been a struggle throughout high school, but yeah, it definitely paid off. Don't procrastinate, because that definitely like will hurt you in the end, and just have your goals in mind for the future in everything that you do, and just try your best.
When I found out, like, I went home and I cried, so I was like, all the hard work, the long nights crying and everything, it's really paying off. I motivate myself all the time. Like, I push myself every single day. It's like, you know what, this is never enough for me. What other people will call going try hard, I call it, being the best version of myself. A bit about myself, I have a 4.1 GPA that comes from, dual enrollment, AP classes, all of the sort. It gets challenging at times, but I just tell myself, I'm doing this for me. Don't think about anything else. Those parties can wait. They'll still be there. You can hang out another time. It was always like something in my head that just told me, this is what you want. You can reach it if you put your mind to it.
I feel relieved mostly because I come from a very competitive school where the number 1 and number 2 ranks are always fluctuating. So I just feel relieved. It feels like a weight off my shoulders. I feel like I can just kind of relax and like enjoy the fruits of my labor. I would say to never settle, to never be satisfied, even if you have hundreds in all of your classes. All the teachers that I've ever taken, they know that at least once I've hounded them for extra credit, even if I already had an 100 in their class. I think that it's because I went past that norm and that expectation. That's why I'm here today. You only get one shot, so try your hardest, because the way I see it, if you put your 100%, you can never fail, because even if you don't get into that number 1 or number 2 spot, you can be content with the fact that you put your all into it.
It feels like an honor, honestly. I'm excited. I feel like this is the pinnacle of all the work I put in these last 4 years, and I'm just ready for the next level. I'm intrinsically motivated, and so just the need to kind of prove to myself that I can work hard, that I can get it all done is what makes me keep going. I just like being faced with challenges. And I feel like all my life I've been faced with challenges. And so it's just, I'm in this mindset where I have to overcome challenges. And I end up getting like a real joy out of doing that. And so it's just what motivates me to keep moving on.
Everything just feels so like full circle. Like when you know you work for something, it's just like, I'm finally here, I made it. So I know my graduation team, I'm always in and out of their room, asking them questions about class ranking, what classes I should take, that are like rigor courses that are really giving me extra 10 points for my GPA, like AP Lit. I'm not gonna find that out anywhere outside of the graduation room. Just like one-on-one conversations, like any questions I have, they can answer them.
I give my all, no matter what. Put a lot of pressure on myself to be my absolute best, and so I think being valedictorian and being star student is the outcome of me being my absolute best, but that's already what I expect from myself. So it's not a bad thing to aspire to be a top scholar, but make sure that's not all you are. You know, you have to know yourself, because if you rely on the fact that you're just a top scholar, you won't always be the top scholar everywhere you go. And once you realize that, that can be damaging. Like, I've gone through that. So know yourself, know your worth, but still strive for the best.
It's exciting, and it feels like my hard work has paid off. What got me to this point, I would have to say society in itself. When you look at the world, there's so many ills and so many wrongs, and you just want to solve everything, and you have to realize that you're just one person. So I kind of honed in on one thing that I would really like to fix and find a solution to, and I feel like that motivates me the hardest, because I have to get there to do something about it.
It feels like all my hard work has finally paid off. It shows that when you work diligently, be consistent, and stay motivated, everything you want to achieve can be made into reality. It feels amazing to bring this honor upon my family. The pandemic showed me that in a time of darkness, there is still light. The light for me was virtual learning. Before the pandemic, I was going through a lot emotionally, and I was worried about how I was going to handle my mental health and face-to-face school. Then the pandemic hit, and we had to do virtual learning. To me, virtual learning was a blessing. It gave me the opportunity to sit back, focus on myself, so that I can put my best foot forward in the classroom. Some say that 11th grade year is their hardest year, but for me, it catapulted me where I am today.
I'm elated to have this position. It feels like a long time coming. It's been so long since freshman year. I've been working towards this for all 4 of my high school years, and it's just been an honor to receive this. It's actually kind of like a case of mimicry. My sister came through South Carolina 4 years before I did, and I watched her grow, and I was proud of her then, and I'm proud of her now. And she was star student of her class, so it feels like I really did follow my sister's footsteps, and I'm proud of that. My plan is to go to Georgia Tech and to get my bachelor's and master's in computational media and interactive design, then to study the graduate program at SCAD and get my animation degree, master's in animation, then to go to a studio, work with a studio, preferably Cartoon Network, be a storyboarder at a studio, create concepts, and just create from there and start my own studio afterwards.
I feel wonderful and special. I feel like all my hard work is paid off, and everyone's congratulating me, and it's just a nice feeling. My biggest supporters are my family, especially my parents and my counselors, because they've always been there to remind me about what I could achieve, what I should achieve, and everything that I've done so far. And they were always a constant reminder as to what I was moving to achieve and how to do it.
Salutatorian, it feels good, it feels amazing. Thankful for my accomplishment, and all my hard work has paid off. I will let them know to be themselves. Don't try to go along with the crowd. Just be themselves, and they'll be an outstanding person, and stay focused.
First off, it doesn't feel real, but I'm really happy, and I'm really proud that I've managed to become valedictorian. There are a ton of outstanding students at Midtown, so it really feels like all my hard work has paid off in making it this far.
Like I knew every grade mattered, so then I would go the extra mile to just like make sure it was as high as I could be. Yeah, I would say take it serious like from day one, like 9th grade, because I know a lot of my friends, like a big mistake they made is not realizing like the importance of that. Like grades in 9th grade really count, and like they didn't have the foresight to realize that they would like the role that like the importance of the 9th grade grades. So just take it serious from day one, and then like you can really do it.
It's definitely a big honor. I put in a lot of work to, get the score I did on the SAT, so it was really nice to be definitely like awarded for that. Knew the SAT was really important and something I thought I could do really well on. So I just put in a lot of work the summer after my sophomore year, and when I was told this fall that I had the highest single sitting SAT score in my graduating class, I was definitely really excited because I knew I'd be star student. And I guess that's something I hoped for, but never really thought I would earn.
Well, honestly, I was kind of surprised, but yeah, it's a lot of hard work, and it's nice to have it rewarded. I don't know. I think education is just really intrinsically valuable, and I've always kind of had a habit to try to push myself academically, and it's something that through a lot of obstacles and hardships, I haven't really broken, though there's been bumps in the road. So it's just kind of knowing what's important at the end of the day and making sure I can push myself to get there.
It feels really good. We had a lot of people within our grade who were vying for both of those spots, so the fact that I was fortunate enough to get both of them, it feels really nice. I'm very proud and grateful for that. I think a really important thing is passion, to genuinely enjoy and appreciate what you're learning, instead of just going to school and getting good grades just because you have to, really finding a reason to be passionate about it and to really love what you're doing. And I think that's something that's really helped me a lot, is to just find one specific aspect of a class that I really, really enjoy and use that to help push myself, instead of looking at things as, oh, this is such a drag, or I don't really love this. Just finding kind of one specific thing in each class to be really passionate about to really motivate yourself. So that's my advice.
It doesn't feel real yet. I don't think I will get there until I walk across the stage, but it's honestly kind of scary because this is just one journey in our lives, and the next journey is just about to begin. That even when things are hard or things seem hopeless, you still have to keep going. You still have to keep fighting and just keep driving, because at the end you never know what to expect, because the pandemic is not going to be the thing that holds you back. It's going to be me at the end of the day.
Well, it means a lot, especially since my parents, they didn't get an opportunity to go to school, and to be able to go to school and to be college bound and to be valedictorian and star student on top of that, it's a blessing. My proudest moment at Mays was, I'd say, receiving my first acceptance letter, because that solidified that I'm gonna go to college, and I'm gonna be the first one in my family to go to college. So it feels great to have received an acceptance letter.
It feels unreal. I'm really still trying to get used to being a senior, but I'm just glad that all the hard work paid off. I would say my teachers are some of my biggest supporters. They're always there when I need that extra push or whenever I need someone to talk to.
It feels great. I feel like I really earned this spot that I have. I've been through a lot personally during my high school years, and being able to push through and still be able to graduate top 2 of my class, it's a really good feeling. I do have plans. I plan to attend Georgia State University. I want to either major in arts, fine arts, or music. I also have a job, and I want to save up enough money to hopefully get my own business soon as an entrepreneur. I want to own my own restaurant with my mother. It's going to be called Marie's Cafe.